Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Mulligan, your number one source for all magic-related news. I'm your host as always, Shane Harrison, joined alongside my co-host Todd Jordan.
Hello.
And let's go ahead and take a moment. Thank you to everyone who sent in our deck list on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon. And thank you to all of our current Patreon sponsors and bearing with us even though last week we were unable to put out a video. Real life things happen. We have jobs outside of here. Obviously it was Mother's Day. One thing led to another. But let's make that up to you now. Come back. First thing I'd like to cover into is the Milwaukee Classic from 2 weeks ago. So Nia mid-range took it.
Mm-hmm.
What was your initial thoughts of that deck, Tom?
It's nice to see that Standard is actually still really fresh. Things are changing. We had Humans 1 week. The next week we had some of the Goggles decks show up. And then after that we see Nia coming to a little bit of prevalence here at this Classic.
And the ramp.
Yep. And the ramp. There was the ramp at the previous Classic. So we've had a good variance of decks after spending a year and a half of Siege Rhinos and Band Company. And Company's still floating around out there, but it is not dominant as once was. And Obzon is gone.
As dominant of just our first video we ever put out. That was right after the events where it was just band after band after band, and then mono white humans, and that was it.
Yeah. So it was good. It runs 10 Planeswalkers, though, and I find that to be a really, really fun thing because everyone likes to play really powerful cards.
It's quite the turn on, I'll be honest.
And Ruinous Path isn't as prevalent out there in a lot of decks as you would think it would be. Most of them, including myself, I run 2 and then 1 in the side. So if you get those walkers rolling and you can have a moderately clear board, the value you're getting turn to turn is going to be insane. It also is running some of the Oaths, which we haven't seen. Oath of Chandra, as of yesterday, I believe, on TCG Mid, was only a 35-cent card.
Yeah.
But it's doing some damage.
Absolutely. Just like Nahiria. She was in the Nia list. She went from, I want to say, 17 to 27?
Yeah, and initially when she came out, no one really acknowledged her because...
Soren.
Yeah, it was all about Soren, and Nahiri was $12, $11. As of yesterday, I think she was 27, actually.
27.99, I think, on Start City Games.
So she's... I'm gonna toot my own horn here for a moment. I'm going to say I totally said Nahiri was an underused card. She would not dominate Standard, but she would shape it. So
you would never toot your own horn, Todd. I don't believe that for 1 second. But the one thing I did see was shocking with that Nia deck was it wasn't running Dim Protector.
Right.
I would figure with a deck, you even though you're running 10 Planeswalkers, you only run a couple copies of each, and you need a different weapon for different parts of the games. And Dim Protector allows you, if you've lost said weapon, to bring it back. And possibly play at the same turn. But going back to Ruinous Path, it was interesting the point you made about it just not seeing too much play right now. And I remember when it came out, and it's got this really bad rap. We had just lost Heroes Downfall.
Yeah.
And everyone immediately looked at it and went, you're not as good.
It's up against Heroes Downfall.
Immediately seemed to shun it away, even though right now it is a great tool to have in your pocket if you're running black to take care of anything on the board besides, of course, that thing that's always watching you. I hate that card.
Always watching, or it doesn't do much against the Profane Prince when he does show up to play. So, it does have its downsides, but considering the greater removal suite, if you're not playing white, then you probably have to...
Would you say it has its downfalls?
That
was so
good. Good night, everybody.
But anyway, to continue on, a few other decks. Like we mentioned earlier, it was a very diverse top 8. You had everything from the Nia mid-range to the Aristocrats deck coming in at 8, and there wasn't a double copy of anything. So if you want to get into a new idea for an upcoming event, whether it be a GBT in your area or a Classic or an Open, or if you're going to try to make the trip down to Charlotte next week for one of the big Standard side events, that's a good place to go to get you some ideas, put your own flavor on it, and go.
And that's, I'm still representing the old white-black deck, the Orzhov mid-range that I'm running, and it's not really topping. It's doing okay, pretty good on the local circuit. I've been playing it for 2-3 weeks now. It'll actually be one of our arena videos that are upcoming, is going to include a white-black mid-range match against you.
Yeah, you when you see that video, I'll tell you about it now. You will see me make one of the most tragic misplays ever I have ever done. And I wanted to put it into context. That video was shot at like 12:30 at night, and I was extremely tired. But I can't say much because I want to say he was intoxicated a little bit during the video. So there were some handicaps in that match.
I can confirm nor deny these allegations.
All right, but speaking of your deck, that was what you almost won with for our local Grand Prix GPT in here.
Yesterday we had a Grand Prix trial here at AFK Games in Cross Lanes. Not a huge turnout. We ended up with just enough to fire, but it was good. I until finals, I had not lost a game, and that was wonderful. I lost to the deck that I 2-0'd in the first round. Yeah, the payback was real. I'm going to try to go to a couple other GPTs because I intend to go to GP Pittsburgh in July, I believe. I'll have to double check my calendar, but very fun. Very versatile. Secure the Waste, I've taken down a little bit from the traditional list because of you don't want to lean too heavily on the Giddy and Secure the Waste.
Right.
You don't. It's not always there.
Mm-hmm.
I've added more of a control element to it, more spot removal for Grasp of Darkness, which I've discussed with one of the other guys who volunteers at the shop, Brian. We think Grasp might be the best removal spell in Standard right now.
It does take care of a lot of threats, especially things like Thing in the Ice, things like Jace. Anything early game, it will get rid of. Now, the only time Grasp gets bad is once you see that green deck cross from you, they play their 6th land, and here comes Sylvan Advocate.
Yeah.
That's when Grasp really starts to just go blah. But
Sylvan
early game
Advocate,
control,
oof.
It'll get you there to your big bombs
Right.
at the end. But speaking of the local tournament, I feel like take this moment and say if you're playing in the local area, please come down, join us at AFK Games, Cross Lanes, West Virginia, located right across from the Pizza Hut. We're an easy place to find, great community. We're always here, open every day on Monday.
We are going to, actually, I scheduled some events. They'll be on the Facebook later today as of the recording of this video. So if you look on Facebook for AFK Games, you'll be able to find us. We're the one in Cross Lanes. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put our next 3 months of scheduled events up. That's going to include I think I scheduled 3 GPTs. I've already scheduled out our next pre-release and game day. So definitely check us out. We've got Eternal Masters coming out next month. Hoping to have pre-orders up on the website soon. So we'll check that out. And we're probably going to be playing some Pack Attacks.
Do you remember? I love the Pack Attacks. Don't challenge me to do a Pack Attacks. But do you remember what Grand Prix those trials are going to be for? Are they going to be for Pittsburgh?
The ones coming up will be for Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta is going to be a limited, but we'll be running Standard because we don't want to charge you $40 for a GPT.
Right.
And to give you good prize support, there will be some trade-offs. We feel Standard gets you into their limited. You can definitely practice. We will have plenty in stock if you want to come in and do a draft. If you want to do some sealed events, we're happy to have you. Just talk to us on Facebook or Twitter. We'll be glad to set aside some packs and time for you, and you can come in.
And those handles for Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, everything is etc.com/AFKGames, WV.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, I think coming up, I'd like to go ahead and maybe throw out the possibility. It was a for sure. Now it's just a maybe, a very hard maybe, because we'll really know as soon as we post this video in a few hours.
Right.
Myself and Tar are trying to make it down to Charlotte this weekend. If we end up making it down there, you will recognize us from the videos.
We will be garbed out.
We will be. We'll probably be in the smoke pit. If you see us, feel free. Please come up and talk to us, guys. Feel free to come up and introduce yourselves. Always great to meet new people. Always great to meet the community and the fans. That is the one thing I've been trying to stress in this show from the beginning. This show is for the community. What we will get up here and talk about and say and guide upon is the information you send to us. What you want covered, the decks you want to see played, the topics you want discussed. So please keep sending in those messages, keep sending in those Patreon messages, emails. Slide our DMs, please.
Slide into our
DM
DMs.
is always open. All right. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us this week, guys. As always, I'm Shane Harrison.
And I'm Todd Jordan.
See you next week, guys. Thank you for joining us.